And we're live. I've never been live on YouTube before. So, and I know my videos always get more views whenever there's a truck in it. So, this is my truck for this week. I am at the Valley Mall in Hagerstown, Maryland. I'm driving for a contract service provider for FedEx for the last few months, which is cool, except for the waiting. You always gotta wait whenever you get to your destination, whether it's like halfway across the country or all the way across the country, wherever you get to, wherever your load's going to. Want to see the front? Woohoo, Freightliner. You gotta wait, and you gotta wait overnight usually, and sometimes you gotta wait. One time in Colorado, had to wait like a day and a half, but that was because there was like high winds that were blowing trucks over. So I was glad we waited on that one, because shout out to FedEx for keeping us safe, not dispatching us into. Because yeah, we did get dispatched the next day, and we had a load to Albuquerque, so we're heading south on the 35 or whatever that interstate is right there. I saw 2 trucks that had blown over the previous day from the high winds, so that was crazy. So I'm just gonna climb inside my little cave here, fire it up for you. Hear that engine purr. This baby's got over 1 million miles on it. It's the first time I've driven a truck with it's 1 million miles on it. Yeah, you like that? Diesel, baby. No Tesla trucks up in this bitch. So, now it's all dark. Let's get some lighting going here. And it's team driving. So, my partner is with his sister who lives in the area, having some seafood somewhere. And so I got the truck to myself for once. I was telling a friend of mine, one of the things I miss about being on a truck by myself, he won't mind if I sit on his blanket while he's gone, right? Hey, are we a team or are we not a team? We've got to share shit. If you're not going to move your blanket, I'm sitting on it. God damn it. So, yeah, I was telling a friend of mine that one of the things I miss about being on a truck by myself is being able to sing. Y'all, this is the Stoner Karaoke channel. If you haven't seen me sing or attempt to sing or rap even, check out the over 400 videos that I've been uploading on here since 2015. And yeah, started doing some conspiracy videos as well during the pandemic, and just telling my whole background story, my spiritual awakening and stuff, so you can enjoy those. And yeah, I'm just going live for the first time because a friend of mine, shout out to Mindy Willins, give a like and follow to Mindy Willins here on the old YouTubes. She lives in Hollywood, a block away from where I used to live, and just around the corner from the Hollywood Scientology building there. And so she was out there walking by one day or evening or whatever time it was, and there were some protesters out in front, and so she stopped and talked to them, and she was like, "What's this?" And they're like, "Oh, this is a protest or whatever." And then like I guess you'll have like Scientology supporters that will try to like infiltrate the protesters and distract them, and talk to them and keep them busy, keep them from protesting in front of the locations. In fact, if you look at Mindy's channel, there's a good video where they're protesting this restaurant called La Poubelle or something, French word for trash. It's the trash, but it's the restaurant where I guess Danny Masterson drugged and raped one of the many females that were one of his victims, and the owner was supporting him and showing up to his trial every day and trying to beg the judge for leniency. So they're been protesting this place or just like talking to people, going in, hey, just so you know, and by supporting this place, you're supporting this lady who, Danny Masterson, blah blah blah. So anyway, in fact, at first, they thought, she was a plant, one of these like undercover Scientology supporters trying to infiltrate, and so, she was being picked on by this, Scientology protester chick that's got like thousands of followers and gets like 1,600 people to watch her lives of, listening to someone else go live. It's just sitting in a car. It's like the most boring shit. Sorry, but like 1,600 people are watching. And so anyway, like Mindy, my friend, now has like 6,000 followers because she got in with this, Scientology protest crowd, and she goes live all the time and gets hundreds of viewers or whatever. And so I'm like, hey, maybe I should join this Scientology anti-racket. But we'll see. I'm not really. I'd rather get viewers a different way, and I've got bigger fish to fry than Scientology. If you want to talk about protesting something, can we talk about bringing down the damn Illuminati or whatever the hell you want to? If you don't want to call them the Illuminati, that's fine. But them, it's like, shout out to my other buddy Brian McLean, aka Hesher. You can give him a like, share, subscribe. I don't know what his actually. He should. I think he does have a YouTube channel, alternatecurrentradio.com. Check out his website. Check out all the archives of talk shows and music. Actually, the music shows aren't on the web. Well, yeah, they are. It's linked. All the music shows are on Mixcloud, including mine, yours truly, Matt's Shuffle, which you can check out all my playlists here on my channel right here on Stoner Karaoke, and so you can get it here or on the Mixcloud under the alternate current radio. But shout out to the homie. What was I gonna say? Oh, so he's on this other radio network, TNT Radio. Shout out to TNTRadio.live, which is great, except they're all like right-wing people, which I totally get these days. I mean, if I had to choose one or the other, the way things are right now, I'd lean a little more towards the right, although I'm still like a bleeding heart liberal at heart, and I believe that rich people should pay more taxes and we should have a good social service program that's not corrupt, that doesn't do like what LA just did and spend like 4 times market value for a property and then not put any homeless people in it. Go figure. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was listening to one of the shows, not his show, but listening to one of the shows on TNTRadio.live. Shout out to his show, State of the Nation, every weekday from 5 to 7 Central Time. Do the math to figure out what time that is where you are. But I listened to like another show, and or maybe it was his show, and one of the guests was like, I don't believe in the deep state. And my jaw just dropped. It's like, I don't know what to do with people like that. Like, okay, don't call it the deep state if you don't like that term, if that triggers you or whatever, but like, we need to understand, like, fundamentally that there is a dark cabal, whatever you want to call these fuckers, mostly rich old white dudes who own everything. And when I say everything, I mean like big pharma, big oil, big energy, big weapons, all the major industries, all the banking, the international banking cartel. That's one of the more acceptable terms that I like for the deep state. And yes, it's international. They got, their fingers all up in the American pie, but their fingers are in all the pies, if they can have it that way. And when certain nations' leaders don't let them have it their way, certain nations' leaders get killed. During the pandemic, there was I think 13, I don't know how many, but some atrocious number like that of African leaders who were mysteriously deaded because they wouldn't accept the COVID vaccine, making it mandatory or pushing the vaccine or maybe accepting it at all in some cases. I don't know the details, but So, yeah, we need to be aware of these folks that are running things, because the only way to get our freedom and our sovereignty back is for enough people. And for me, I feel like it's probably about 2/3 people um, to become aware of them. And simply by that tipping point of the 2/3, or whatever it's going to take, just to become aware and just be talking openly with each other, friends, family, coworkers about it, and for the majority, the nearly 2/3, to agree, it will create like an energy, frequency, vibration, and just like it'll be a tipping point, an energetic tipping point, to where they will have to relinquish their stranglehold on the earth. When I say stranglehold, this is what they're doing. Okay, they're suppressing free energy technology that we've had since like the 30s. They're suppressing cars that run on water since we've had the 30s. They're suppressing the cure to cancer that we've had since, I don't know, when there's a story of there was some guy, I mean, there's been, I'm sure, like, numerous people who have cured cancer in various ways, over the last, 100, 200 years, I don't know how long. And they've all been suppressed. But the one story I heard in particular was one, I think it was a French person, I want to say, that had found the cure for cancer and was actually on a boat from, I want to say, France to the US to deliver the cure. He was so excited. He's like, oh my God, I'm going to cure America of cancer, and then he didn't make it to US shores. He was mysteriously overboarded or deaded on the ship or the boat or whatever it was. I don't know the details, but that's the story I heard. So, there's lots of good things, environmentally friendly technologies that they're, suppressing from us. Meanwhile, there are, like, impoverished, nations where, families can't even get like clean water to drink, and it's just fucked up because they have enough money to cure the planet of any ailments. And that's another thing to look into. The Georgia Guidestones, check that out, where they say in 5 different languages that they want to reduce the Earth's population to 500 million. And I've heard on the shout out to Patrick Henningsen too. He's got a show, a Sunday Wire, on my buddy's network, alternatecurrentradio.com, and he also has the Patrick Henningsen show on tntradio.live. I heard him say on one of his shows once, well, it must have been Sunday Wire, because I don't think I've heard his show yet. Shame on me. That's a solid dude right there. Knows his shit. I heard him say that Putin has talked openly about how the European, power mongers, talk openly about the golden billion. Maybe they've upped it to 1 billion now. There's probably they probably fight amongst themselves. No, it's 1 billion. No, it's 500 million. About like, there's basically like a golden billion people on the earth who are like worth keeping around, and everyone else is just surplus. They can be left to die or made to die, and we'd all be better off for it. So my point is, we need to stop pointing fingers at left and right, and like I hear these right-wing people talk, oh, Biden this and Biden that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, listen to me right now. Biden is not doing shit. He's just a puppet. In fact, the real Biden may have been deaded like years ago. And this is a good rabbit hole to go down to on the YouTubes or the Rumble or the Odyssey or wherever you want to, look for videos. Probably try them all, to have a wider search. But there seems to have been multiple Bidens in these recent years, and even guys wearing Biden masks. Yes, Biden masks. Go on YouTube right now and search guy in Biden mask, or is somebody, whatever. Use your brain to use up search words. To use up search words. My brain, hey. So yeah, he's not doing shit. He's just a puppet. He's just doing whatever they want him, whoever he is, on any given day, to do. So there does appear to be multiple Bidens and fake Bidens and all this kind of stuff. They've done this before. Go on YouTube. I think the video is still up. Search 3 different Hillarys in 1 week, and check out that video. I'm not going to address the whole Trump thing. That's, I don't know. I don't have an opinion on Trump. I'm not a fan. Would I vote for him over Biden? Over who they say is Biden? You betcha. Um, that's a real head scratcher for me because, uh, I learned years ago watching on PBS, of all, credible sources. PBS aired this documentary, which everyone should see if you haven't, called Monopoly Man: Secrets of the Federal Reserve, and it gives the whole like corrupt history of the Federal Reserve bank system that we are still under since 1913, just over 101 years now. And what they say in this documentary that there's the Bilderberg meeting every year, and of like, they say it was like the 100 richest, white dudes basically who decide many things, including who the next president is going to be, and that if you don't get the Bilderberg stamp of approval at their annual meeting, you're not going to get elected. So, a lot of Trump supporters were saying like, oh, he's not one of them. He's not one of the secret society, Illuminati people, whatever. But I'm like, if they control all the elections, how could he not be? And so, um, I don't know. I've got the only theory I have on that is going back to the whole like 3 different Hillarys in 1 week. That was the week of her health scare, where she like collapsed, you know, falling out of that minivan or whatever it was. And some people say that she died actually that week, and that she was replaced by, imposters and stuff. Um, and they say a lot of people, if you go down the cloning rabbit hole, a lot of conspiracy heads say that every president since X year, I don't know what year, has been cloned. And they say we've had cloning technology since the 30s. Yep. I got my tinfoil hat on. That's what I've heard. I'm just saying. Um, I believe it's true. I believe celebrities have been killed off and cloned. Because think about it. If you're like, a record label or a movie company, or both, like Columbia and Warner Brothers and Sony, they all do both. They all do records and movies. And when a big artist does something for them, they get royalties, and depending on the contract, they could get royalties for the rest of their life, or life plus 50. So even their descendants or spouses can collect royalties up to 50 years after their death and be taken care of. Now, if you're one of these big shot record companies or movie studios, and you're paying your artist, all these royalties every year, wouldn't it be tempting just to like off them and then like install a clone in their place who could like do it for like nothing, or like way less, or whatever, Anyway, that's just my personal cloning theory. Some possible cloning candidates. Man, I had a good time going on this rabbit hole years ago, and the first, the videos that I saw the most of about as far as cloning goes were Eminem, Dave Chappelle. I mean, look at old Dave Chappelle and new Dave Chappelle. I mean, new Dave Chappelle is funny as hell and he's got the sense of humor. But of course he would. Same with Eminem. Like, have you heard like Rap God? Is that a clone? Like, they would have the same DNA of that talent in them because they're a clone. They're the exact same DNA as the original. So they would have that same talent of like, who else were they saying? Some were saying like Michael Jordan was a clone. Some say Dr. Dre, some say Jay-Z, Kanye, definitely Kanye. Yeah, but and then with like Hillary too. Then like later on, you'll see like I've seen Hillary in recent years, and she looks like the real Hillary. I don't know, looks the same, but what they could even do, I was telling my friend Brian this one time actually, is maybe they don't like kill them when they replace the clone. Maybe they, just take them to like a center and have them locked up for a bit, or maybe they're having the Neuralink installed. That's another crazy rabbit hole. Look up all these like celebrities and politicians who have like brain surgery scars. Why have so many celebrities and politicians had brain surgery? That's what I didn't know about the Neuralink. That's what my buddy Brian was like. Maybe they all got the Neuralink installed. Maybe. So I'm getting a little deep now, and I'm trying to like talk to mainstream people who are like blaming Biden and pointing fingers right versus left to say that, hey, there is this dark cabal, and you don't have to believe in cloning or that the deeper rabbit hole stuff or the reptiles living underground, but you do have to believe in or accept the truth of this dark cabal of guys who have intentionally done things, horrific things, killing people, crashing economies, killing democratically elected leaders like they did in I believe it was Chile in like 1970, early 70s, so yeah, I'm just saying, instead of going after Scientology, go after like the big fish, but I guess there's no views in that. And so, damn, I might take advantage of my partner not being on the truck to do a little stoner karaoke here and put some tunes on. I was telling my friend recently, like, that was one of the things I missed about being alone on the truck, is being able to play my music loud and sing and do stoner karaoke's from the truck. And now's my chance. So yeah, if you're new to the whole conspiracy thing, a couple of big ones to like look into is like the Maine. The Maine was a ship in the Spanish-American War that was allegedly intentionally blown up, an inside job to get us into the Spanish-American War. And then so that was like late 1800s. And then, of course, we had the Federal Reserve Act. We've got World War I, which is the whole, like, Franz Ferdinand, Archduke of whatever, assassination by an organization called the Black Hand. That's already shady. Like, that could have been some Illuminati shit right there, I think. What a tragedy that was. All the millions of soldiers that died to, like, have pretty much no change in the borders of Europe. Just tragic. Then, of course, the big one is Pearl Harbor, 1941, December 7th, a day that will live in infamy. Not only was Pearl Harbor known about, but it was intentionally provoked, and this has been proven through a declassified document called the McCollum Memo, which outlined 5 steps that the U.S. government should take in order to provoke Japan into an attack, so that we could get into the war with the full American support, and the war profiteers could make all that money. Yay! Meanwhile, American soldiers die fighting over useless islands in the Pacific or on European soil or in Africa. What were we even doing in Africa? I don't even know, but I knew there was part of the war in Africa. So look into all of that and stay positive, get grounded in your own sense of spirituality, if that's just nature or just breathing or just think of the presence or God or the earth, whatever you call it, and then right after you think about it, you might feel a gentle breeze in your face as a confirmation. There's no room for atheism in this spiritual war. You atheists, you're you criticize religions as being some kind of blind cult. You guys are your own damn blind cult. You're just as bad. So get over it. Because, it's really insulting to all of us who have firsthand experiences of God or the Force or whatever you want to call it. I just say that it doesn't exist because you are, so locked on to this blindly held belief. All right. Rant over. Peace out. Love and light. Like, share, subscribe. Love you guys.